Have you ever sat next to a high-performance computer while it's rendering 8K video? It just sounds like a jet engine taking off.
Oh, yeah. And your office turns into a sauna within, what, 10 minutes?
Exactly. It's that classic trade-off. You want the power, but you absolutely do not want that machine anywhere near you.
Which is why studios and control rooms, they shove all that hardware into a chilled server room down the hall.
Right, but that creates a whole new problem. How do you get the picture, the mouse control, from that server room to your desk without it feeling mushy?
Laggy, yeah.
So today we're looking at a device that claims to solve this. It's the AdderLink Infinity, the ALIF4001T-US. It's a KVM transmitter.
Simple concept, really, but the execution is incredibly complex. KVM keyboard, video, mouse. It's the bridge that lets you control that noisy beast from a quiet room.
Okay, let's unpack this. The headline for this specific box is that it's the world's first dual-head 5K IP KVM matrix over a single fiber. That is a mouthful of buzzwords.
It is. But let's break it down. The dual head part is the real showstopper here. It means this single unit can drive 2 monitors at once.
Two monitors, okay.
But not just any monitors. We're talking 2 5K screens.
Wait, hold on. 2 5K screens over a single cable? That's a massive amount of bandwidth. Surely there has to be some heavy compression happening there.
You'd think so, right. Usually you'd see artifacts, those little fuzzy blocks where the color isn't quite right.
Yeah.
But this device uses what they call pixel-perfect mapping. It's spatially lossless.
Everyone claims lossless, though.
True, but here's the difference. If your computer generates a specific shade of, say, teal at a specific coordinate, that exact digital value is what arrives at your screen. There's no estimation.
Well, close enough.
None. It supports 10-bit color, SDR10, and HDR10.
So for a colorist working on a film, the image on their screen is legitimately identical to having the computer plugged directly into it.
Precisely. And it handles speed, too. If you drop the resolution down to HD, it supports refresh rates up to 240 Hz.
240 hertz. I mean, I usually only see numbers like that on gaming rigs for esports. Why does a professional workstation need that?
Well, think about video editors scrubbing through timelines, or medical imaging where you're scrolling through scans. You need that motion to be perfectly fluid,
So there's no stutter, no tearing. You can't work accurately with that.
Exactly.
Okay, so the video is pristine, but how do we actually connect this thing? Do I need to rip my walls open and install NASA-grade fiber?
You can use fiber, sure, but what's really clever is the multi-gigabit Ethernet support. Think of it like a smart water pipe.
A smart water pipe.
It looks at the existing copper cabling in your walls, your standard CT6, and it figures out exactly how much data that cable can handle. It'll scale automatically from 1 gigabit up to 10.
So you could get that premium performance up to 100 meters away without rewiring the building.
That's the idea.
That saves a massive headache. Now, the video is perfect, but what about the rest of the desk? I saw a term on the spec sheet that sounded like sci-fi jargon. Isochronous communication.
Huh. Yeah, it sounds fancy, but it is critical. Standard USB is fine for a mouse. If your click arrives a millisecond late, you won't notice.
Right.
But those massive Blackmagic color grading panels with all the trackballs, they need a constant, perfectly timed stream of data.
Ah, so isochronous basically just means in perfect time.
Exactly. This device guarantees that timing. So your graphics tablets, your 3D Explorers, they behave exactly as if they were plugged right into the tower.
Now, you mentioned matrix at the start. So is this just a fancy extension cord, or is it more than that?
That's the key distinction. An extension cord is just point A to point B. An IP KVM matrix is a network. You can have 10 computers in the server room and 1 desk.
And you can switch which computer you're controlling instantly.
Instantly. So you could switch from your Linux rendering machine to your Windows editing machine without moving from your chair.
That's a game changer.
It is. And since it's backwards compatible with the existing Adder system, you can mix and match. It even has resiliency, so you can team 2 ports together. If one cable gets cut, the other takes over.
Okay, this sounds like very premium gear, so I'm guessing it has a very premium price tag?
It does. You're looking at around $2,718 for the transmitter unit.
Ouch. That's not cheap.
It's not. But think about the context. If you're connecting to a workstation that costs, $20,000 or $30,000, it's an infrastructure investment.
It's about reliability.
Exactly. It effectively lets you divorce the human from the hardware.
And that raises an interesting question, doesn't it? If a device like this allows you to be physically separated from your computer with absolutely zero loss in quality or speed, are we approaching the end of the traditional desktop workstation? Does the box ever need to be under the desk again?
Something to think about.
Something to chew on while you enjoy the silence of your office.